Welcome back, YouTube. As always, Springfield XDM Elite 3.8 inch. Last video about this firearm, I showed you that it came back from the factory. I still haven't been able to talk to anybody from there. I don't think they're going to talk to me. A few of you in the comment sections have had really good explanation for what might have gone wrong. Some of you sent some pictures on some firearms that you had with a broken trigger. One of the things is this little link here, the roll pin that's holding the, what I guess we call a dingus or a trigger safety, that has broken on someone. The actual trigger safety is broken, and that's led to the trigger being dead. However, it didn't come out and fall apart, it was just cracked. So that was one thing that happened. Other people have mentioned things farther back in the mechanism. I still don't know exactly what's going on with this one, what killed it. Like I said, we had it apart a couple different times and nothing looked obvious. So I'm willing to bet maybe something was going on here, except for the problem is that when we had the gun apart and we took this block out, the trigger would work. So I don't know what freed that up. Plunger spring, people mention, that could have been it, but I thought that everything was intact in there. So I'm still not sure what made this thing go down. However, I'm gonna keep on Springfield. I'm gonna try to get them to give me an answer. I know they don't want to give me an answer. Their technicians probably didn't even take notes. A lot of you mentioned that in the comments, and I totally agree that their technician probably just changed out the bad trigger and the whole assembly, marked it down as good, and that was it. Either that or they don't want to tell me what happened. So anyway, what we're gonna have to do as far as testing, I guess just start back with basic testing. We have some range ammo, some hand loads. Everything's just normal, what we've already shot through it. We have 6 grains of tight group here on a 180 grain full metal jacket. Then we got about 5.5 grains of tight group here, 5.4 on this one, 5.5 on that one. Just basic stuff I load for range. So we're just gonna go basic function test for today. And then I'm gonna load up hotter stuff for sure. I'm gonna get back in there. I'm busy reloading 45 right now, but as soon as I get that rolled through, I'm gonna make some really hot 10. If I can somehow get my hands on Blue Dot, I'll make the hottest 10. But we're gonna put this thing through some tests again. I'm not gonna go run through all my Underwood. I'm not gonna run through the critical defense, that's pointless, or critical duty, that's pointless. I'm not gonna go through my Hornady XTPs because I use those, I like those, and I'm not paying the new prices for any of that ammo. So I'll hand load hot stuff, but I'm not even gonna hand load gold dots, what few that I have left. I'm just gonna see if we can just hit it with power, and that's it. Another thing that I wanna do that someone mentioned in the comments, great comment, just work the trigger. So I plan on just over and over again, I plan on dry firing this gun. I'm gonna try to, they did a 10,000 round torture test on it, or a 10,000 round test on it, at least one of these XDMs supposedly Springfield did, to prove that it works. I'm just gonna sit here and repeatedly dry fire the thing. I'm gonna get to 1,000 and see how long that takes me. If I can get to 10,000 dry fires on this trigger and see if I can break it, I think that might be interesting. If it goes through 10,000 dry fires without breaking, that might say something. No matter what, I think we might be looking at an aftermarket trigger that needs to go into this gun, one that's a little bit more sturdy. There's a couple companies that make one that are fully aluminum. This is all plastic, polymer, whatever you want to call it. I don't know about this. So let's see how it does with range ammo today. Enough of the BS. So 180 grain, 5.5 grains of tight group. We're gonna go ahead and load these up, see how these do. Two 11 rounders and a 15 rounder. Let's see how she goes. Okay. Again, 180 grain, full metal jacket, just basic range ammo. Not too hot for this one. Trigger feels good, doesn't feel any different than normal. Once I remembered how to aim on this gun, did pretty good accuracy wise. Inertial loading there. I didn't hit the mag release, that did inertial loading. Went through all of them again. Got another 11 rounds to go. Inertial loading again. My finger was not near that release. So I don't believe that this firearm used to do that before we sent it back to the factory. Maybe it's just finally worn in enough, but again, not a really high round count for that to start doing that, in my opinion. Let me know what you think. Locked open. Let's load up some more ammo. So that ammo seemed to run fine. Now, a book velocity for that ammo would be 1050, but that would probably be out of a 5-inch barrel. I haven't chronographed that particular batch. I don't know what it's actually going out of the 3.8-inch barrel. I know it goes pretty close to this out of a 5-inch Delta. So let's finish loading some of this up. So we got 8 and 11. Then we'll go to the about 1141 feet per second listed in the book for 6 grains of tight group. We'll do 15 of these, so this is stepping it up just a little bit. I actually like shooting this load right here, just basic 10mm practice. Let's do it. So just in case you're wondering, we're about 30 feet off the steel. Inertial loading again. Locked open. I think there's about 8 in this one. Yeah, this thing didn't do this like this before. Oh, I forgot I'm not supposed to do that. There was a comment in the video telling me about that. That's one-handed shooting. Supposedly that's really dangerous, and supposedly this firearm is really too powerful, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to set a bad example, but now that I've started, I just better rock on with this horrendously terrible behavior with this absolute powerhouse of a firearm. Oh my God, left-handed too. It locked open. In all seriousness, guys, let's talk about one-handed shooting. One-handed shooting is a very good skill to have. I put a post out there and I kind of lit that guy up, or I let you guys light that guy up about that comment. Don't let anybody tell you that one-handed shooting is bad or dangerous. One-handed shooting is a great skill to have. Ask any police officer that's had to go through qualifications. I'm a CCW instructor in my state, and we qualify people, and what we do is we make them go through one-handed shooting. Not everybody has 2 hands to begin with. Something might happen to your good hand. If something happens to your dominant hand in a firefight or in any time and you have to switch over, well, you better be able to switch over. I recommend that everybody actually has a left-handed holster before they break their right arm or tear their rotator cuff or dislocate their shoulder. Already practice in a left-handed shoulder or holster. When you shoot left-handed and you become proficient at it, you become more confident. It's not that hard. Sometimes you're a little bit more shaky, but actually a lot of people are more stable with their left hand. My personal theory on that is that your dominant hand, and I keep talking about left hand because I'm dominant right, so whatever your dominant hand is, switch over to your other one sometimes. But when you're on your support hand, that hand doesn't get used as hard in life, and sometimes it's not as shaky, it's not as damaged all the way from the top to the bottom, so sometimes that's actually a steadier hand. But in general, one-handed shooting is a very good skill. An example would be, you might need to press out and shoot at somebody or something, and you might need to hold something back. Let's say a dog that you have to keep from lunging forward, or if you have to hold your children back and you have to engage a target, you want to have the ability to press forward with one arm. If something happens, like I said, to this hand, you need to be able to swap over and engage with that hand. Is it going to be as easy? No. Are there tricks like flagging your thumb and things like that that you can learn? Certainly. One-handed shooting is a great skill. Practice it often. I tell everybody that I help at the range, everybody that I teach, if you take a 50-round box of ammunition to the range or to practice in your backyard, wherever, dedicate 5 rounds to the right hand and 5 rounds to the left hand. Keep that training up. Get good at it. Learn how to hit the bullseye. Learn how to be accurate at it, and then practice it. Keep it up. Don't let anybody tell you it's a bad idea. Back to shooting 10mm and having fun. Let's go reload. So we haven't used that 15-round magazine yet, but let's load up these other 2. $11, $15, and $4. So let's see if we can get it to inertial reload again. Absolutely. It always holds open though. So it likes the ammo we're using. Nothing's breaking in the trigger. So I'm going to go through my last 15 rounds of that particular loading. We're going to get a little closer. We're about 20 feet. The cameraman tells me up, I'm just going to let it rip. Up. It did it. So, like I said, I think we should go on to the dry fire testing to see if we can work the trigger mechanism over and over and over again and see what happens. In the meantime, I'm going to pick up all this brass I just made, reload some hot 10mm, and get back to it. Any other suggestions you have, please let me know in the comments. Comments are great. Sometimes I don't always have time to get back to the comments right away. Sorry, my landscaping season is starting up right now. I got to go on estimates all the time, and I got to go see customers. I got to type things up. I get pretty tired. But I will get back to your comments. I try to answer every single one of your comments. If you like what we do here in the Turkey's Opinion, please consider subscribing, hitting that notification bell so you know when our videos come down. Please like and share this video. Also, if you want to directly help us, we're on Patreon. I'm starting to upload more content there, and I'll continue to do so in the future, things that I'm not allowed to put on this platform. So as always, thanks for watching. We're going to keep going with this 10mm testing, and we're also going to bring out the Delta Elite. That's going to be fun. The Delta Elite's always a good, true, proven classic. Let's see how that one stacks up against this one, especially in some gel testing with a 5-inch barrel. Stay safe, have fun, keep shooting. See you next time.